This is the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
You're inside Jamaica Magazine.
Encouraging the information flow, sharing the news and views you need to know.
We are building an informed Jamaica every day.
Listening to what you say.
It's Tuesday, November 17. Thanks so much for opening the covers of today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. I am your host, Alison Watson. Coming up, police get new vehicles. Agriculture Ministry reports 150% increase in pepper production during the last quarter. And government to roll out National Customer Service Program tomorrow. Later, we'll continue to explore the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management's Safe Roof Program. Do stay with us. The news in detail after this break.
Obey road markings and traffic signs. Do not overtake at unbroken white lines. Where road lanes are separated by broken and unbroken white lines, you may cross or overtake if the broken white line is on your side. You should not overtake if the unbroken white line is on your side of the lane, even if there is no vehicle or traffic approaching from the opposite direction and it appears safe to do so. Always position in the correct lane for the turn you intend to make at the approaching junction. Designated right lanes are not to be used by vehicles going straight ahead. When positioned for a right turn, do not project your vehicle across the path of the oncoming traffic. Never drive in or across a marked island, medians, or any other structure with hatched lines. Drive within the posted speed limit. Obey the law. It saves money, it saves time, it saves lives.
A message from the Road Safety Unit, Ministry of Transport and Works. Remember, road safety begins with you.
Now the news. The Jamaica Constabulary Force has received 140 new Suzuki vehicles costing $221 million. Minister of National Security Senator Dwight Nelson says the new vehicles will boost the police mobility in the fight against crime. And Acting Commissioner of Police Owen Ellington adds that the addition will enable the police to improve on the quality and timeliness of service. 20 of the new vehicles will be deployed to the Motorized Patrol Division. The Traffic Division, Highway Patrol, Mobile Reserve and Criminal Investigation Branch will also have their fleets enhanced. 5 of the 4-wheel drive vehicles have also been allocated to the Jamaica Defence Force. In addition, 5 mobile forensic units and 5 mobile command centres will arrive for deployment in the JCF next month. Officials from the Transport Ministry and the Transport Authority are to hold discussions with the relevant stakeholders on the Office of Utilities Regulations recommendation of a fare increase for taxi operators. The discussions will precede a submission to Cabinet, which has to sign off on the OUR's recommendations. The Transport Ministry says it received the OUR's recommendation 3 weeks ago after a request for a 30% increase from several taxi associations. The Ministry will now be undertaking further consultations with the relevant sector agencies, while the Transport Authority will be having discussions with the umbrella groups to finalize the recommendations to be made to Cabinet. Hot and sweet peppers were the island's strongest performing domestic crops for the July to September quarter of this year. The condiment recorded a whopping 150% increase in yield over the corresponding period in 2008. Agriculture Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton attributes the production increase to the ministry's production and productivity program, which he says accounted for an overall 56 percentage point growth in all crops targeted.
We have a special program where we have established nurseries providing the planting material to farmers, and that is bearing tremendous results right now, where we no longer have a need to import hot peppers, primarily for the hot pepper sauce market.
Plantains, sweet and Irish potatoes also recorded significant growth under the program. There was a 69% growth in Irish potato production. Sweet potatoes increased by just under 30% and plantain recovered admirably after Gustav to register a 30% growth rate. The increases in production of the various crop types translates to an overall 20% growth in the domestic crop production over the July to September period last year. As the government seeks to modernize the public sector, steps are being taken to improve service delivery throughout government agencies. As such, a national customer service program is being rolled out, this to assess service delivery and implement corrective measures. Principal Director in the Public Sector Modernization Division, Dwight Hewlett, tells JIS News that organizations are ranked from 1 through to 4, with 4 being the highest.
Organizations that are on the level 4 will have in place the customer service monitoring and evaluation framework, which will allow those organizations to be benchmarked regionally and internationally, since it is carrying a common set of metrics that are acknowledged worldwide as key customer service metrics.
So far, there have been significant improvements in the delivery of service in public sector entities.
We have pretty much targeted the high-quality service delivery providers in getting them to the framework, but notwithstanding, we're all targeting the entire spectrum of government entities to ensure that there's a program that allows progression and continuous improvement.
A customer service conference will be held this Wednesday, November 18, to facilitate discussions on the upcoming National Customer Service Policy. Minister of State with responsibility for local government, Robert Montague, is promising more effective and efficient local governance. The State Minister was speaking in St. Mary recently. He says the administration recognizes the critical importance of local government and is committed to strengthening the system to play its role more effectively. Minister Montague points to the local government's reform system that is underway as evidence of this. The final report presented by the National Advisory Council has called for the constitutional entrenchment of the system and the enactment of laws defining the role of local government and setting out the parameters within which the system will operate.
The resources are limited, but the expectation of the people is boundless and endless. And that is why the whole matter of local government reform is to engage the community and to be open with the community.
A councillor's handbook is also being prepared to guide councillors in respect of performing their functions. The local government department will also be engaged in the process of open budgeting. As a matter of procedure for parish councils, Minister Montague says that through this initiative, the councils will be taking their budgets to the people in the respective parish to sensitize them about how the revenues are collected and spent. He says the procedure will enable persons to appreciate the importance of paying their taxes. Those are the stories making the news today. For more information, please visit our website at www.jis.gov.jm. Stay with us. Jamaica Magazine continues.
I might stand on the corner, but me love life. I know wrong from right. So don't judge me how me look. I stand up for peace. And if we stand up for peace, peace must increase.
Thanks for staying with us. The Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management has partnered with the Department of International Development to make Jamaican roofs more disaster resilient. We explore the work being done next.
Water coming to me roof. You shoulda make it hurricane proof. That's right. If you know one hurricane come blow off your roof, you have to make it hurricane proof.
It's just like the storm come and blow off the top, and you could have see everything into the house.
On the night of tropical storm, we were right here, and when the breeze began to blow, and we see that the zinc start to blow off. And the water over here, when we hear woo, and when we look, the zinc them drop off around the back, and the breadfruit leaf them drop on top of it. And everybody had to stay here, so.
I know, yeah. And when I hear the zinc them coming off, I get afraid, and I sit down. And one lady called me, said, "Come out of the house," but I was afraid the zinc them chop me and I still sit on.
Victims of Tropical Storm Gustav. What do they all have in common? Their houses did not stand against the high winds of Tropical Storm Gustav. St. Mary, Portland, St. Thomas, and Kingston and St. Andrew